Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Skill RPA. So in the previous two videos, we have seen like how we can connect our UiPath test manager to the ALM JIRA application. And also we have seen like how we can execute manual test cases, or how we can leverage UiPath test manager in order to go for the manual test case, and how we can capture or step like test results into the test manager. And also we have seen like in case if any test cases got failed, how we can create the bug registry in JIRA as well. And in the most previous video, we have seen like how we can um, attach our automation test case, which is developed using UiPath Test Suite, UiPath Studio, and we have seen how we published it to the orchestrator and how we could able to see this test case here, right? And in the end of the last video, we faced some issues in order to execute these test cases from orchestrator in an unattended mode. So we have seen how we developed and we published the same to UiPath orchestrator as well. And now in this video, we'll see what are the different ways we can execute our test cases. So here we can create a test set if required, or else like we can directly execute from the test cases. This is from the orchestrator. In the orchestrator, we can access our test cases from the testing tab. So let us execute this test case and see how it is working. So let me close this. So I'm just selecting this because I'm just triggering on the machine. In case if we are scheduling it, or if we are trying to run from the Jenkins, automatically the machines and everything will be taken. Now the execution is started. Now it is running state. If you remember previously, we are having that pending state because the machine is not configured properly. That was the reason. And we resolved it, and now it is working as expected. So the loan was not approved and the execution is completed. Let me close this and come back here. My result is passed, and I can just go to view assertions. I can see the assertion that like verification passed, the output value of string, whatever the output we have given, whatever the expected result we gave, that is, it is giving that. Like it captured the text and it is saying that like the sorry text is already present in this. So it was got verified. And if you see, right, verify control attribute and verification passed. And we can see the logs as well. In case if any logs are like, if we are putting some log messages and all, we can see that. Or else whatever we have in the verification message, verify attribute, that will get reflected. Let me open the workflow. So this is my test case. And in the test manager, we cannot run anything from the test case in the test manager. So for this, what we need to do is we need to run it from the test set, which we done yesterday in the previous call. And now to execute this automation script, what we need to do is we just need to click on this and we'll click on automated. If we click on manual, then the new pop-up will come, which we saw in the second session of this video series. Now my automation is got started. Automation is completed. So let me close this. And if you see here, right, like we could able to capture each and everything. So from test manager, it was triggered and we have execution start, how much time it has taken to in order to execute this test case. We could able to see the duration and on the date which we executed this, and we can go to the test set. So we have all this, and in order to see the results, we'll be clicking on this. And if you see, right, 2 minutes before we tested from the orchestrator, we can see that as well, like whatever we have in the orchestrator, we come here in the test executions. So if you see, right, it doesn't matter whether you are running it from the test manager or whether you are running it from orchestrator, both will be in the synced. So if you see here, right, this is like a manual, which means like we executed the test case from UiPath Orchestrator. Whereas this is an external tool because it is saying external tool because it was triggered from test manager. So we can see these two as well. You can see this. See, the source is Orchestrator here. Okay. When I come back to my test case, if I go to the test case results, if I see the latest one, which I executed from the test manager, see here, the test manager is source is a test manager. See here. So we'll get all these details. Now, if you see here, right, you have seen that like it is result is passed and assertion name is verify control and the message is verification passed. So if you see here, whatever we have given here is verify control attribute, and by default message, whatever we have for this, that we are getting, right? So let me pin this properties panel here in this way. So let us suppose if I rename this, I rename this activity, because if you see, right, verify control attribute, that's what actually we got here, verify control attribute. So let me publish this now again. So the one magic thing one good thing what I really liked is, and even that is having the fallback as well. So as soon as we publish the package, here my test cases will be automatically updated. If I refresh this, last modified is 11 seconds ago, which means as soon as I published, it is automatically getting updated to the latest package. And in RPA packages or processes, if you go to the automations, we manually need to upgrade the package. So let me run this now again. Let me run it from the test manager. It doesn't matter from which we are running. So I'll run it from test manager, execute automated. So the execution is started. So my execution is completed. And let me go back to the orchestrator. The status result is passed. And if we go to the results, this is the latest one which we executed. If you see here, right, verify control attribute hyphen loan status. So whatever the activity name we are giving, that will reflect as assertion name. And whatever the message, like it was like by default message it is having based on the comparison what it is doing. So we will get that as a message. And let us suppose this by default we are getting something, right? And here based on the activity name we are getting. Let us suppose I want to have my step number or some test case number or customized dynamic way of giving the assertion names. Because this is like static, because you cannot rename any of your activities uh, dynamically. So we have two things here, alternative verification title and output message format. So what these two will do is, instead of this title, whatever we have in the display name, we are getting it here as such a name, right? So that can be modified with this. And here I can pass a variable. For suppose, I'll just put all this. I don't want to put all this. I want to put like I'm getting any argument. No. And let me put one assign activity here. Test case name. Test case name, which is high valued loan. So this is how it will go. And under this, we will be passing that verification title as test case name. Okay. And in the output message, what we will do is loan amount is greater amount. Loan amount. So this is how I want to go. And we can take the screenshot as well. Let me check like screenshot if succeeded. For false, it was like by default we have. So I just kept like in case if it is success also, I want to take the screenshot of that. So let us see, we change these to 3 properties and we'll see whether we are getting as expected or not. Publish. Okay. And now what we will do is we'll execute it from test manager again. It doesn't matter whether we are executing it from test manager or orchestrator. So click on automated. So now execution is started. Now the execution is completed and let us go back and see the test results. We'll see what actually differences happened by taking these 3 into the consideration. So if you see, right, assertion name is got changed, whatever the variable we passed, high valued loan that we get, and the alternate message we got. And if I expand this, see here, it captured the test evidence. So it captured the screenshot of whatever the screen is available when we are validating our test case or validating our expected and actual results. So this is how we can execute our test cases and we can capture the test results in the UiPath test manager. Hope you understood like how we can do leverage our UiPath test manager and UiPath studio, like the complete combination of the UiPath test suite in order to make our automations. Until now, we have done very simple use cases. And from now, going further from the next videos, we will be looking at the data-driven testing. Like this is like we are just giving a very fixed values and only one value type, and we are not going for the data-driven testing. When I say data-driven testing, we'll be testing the same test case with the multiple datas. And we have multiple options like how we can pass in the data. Like we can go with the Excel sheet, or we can go with the data service, or we can go with the random text, which the UiPath will automatically generate, and that can be utilized for testing. So we will see all these data-driven testing from the next videos, but I'll be starting those videos only after completion of the basic things related to the data service, and then we will start with our data-driven testing. If possible, I'll start with Excel data-driven testing, and then we'll try to focus on data service. But probably from the next week, we will start with our data-driven testing. So hope these videos are helpful for you in terms of like UiPath test suite. And please subscribe to Skill RPA YouTube channel and hit the bell icon.